Hi there, it's Iona. For the next couple of minutes, I'm going to talk to you about breathwork. If you've done breathwork before, that's wonderful. I'm thrilled. Still listen to this. The breathwork we're doing might be slightly different than what you've had exposure to before. The goal of this chat through is that you listen to it once and then you never have to listen to it again. You'll be set up for all of your experiences here in Soul. When we do breathwork, we are working with our energetic body, where we are using the breath to crack open the energetic body. That's what sets breathwork apart from meditation. Breathwork is also a very powerful way to quiet the mind. And let's be honest, we could all do with quieting our mind. I use the phrase breathwork practice intentionally because if you are seeking to have a perfect breathwork experience, if you are seeking to breathe perfectly, let yourself off the hook. Perfect breath is not the point here. Choosing to be here, open, is the point. That said, there is a specific pattern that we are going to be using. It is a 3-part breath. A double inhale and a single exhale, and all the breathing is through the mouth. It sounds like this. Think breathing into the belly, into the chest, and exhaling through the mouth. The point is a double inhale and a single exhale. That's all you have to focus on doing. It's common to sometimes get a dry mouth or for your lips to feel a little bit dry. Have water by you. Take a sip if you need to. Come back to your breath. I'm going to say it once, I'll say it again and again. We are breathing the whole time. Of course, you have ownership over body. You can stop at any time if you want. But again, breathwork is a beautiful time to practice not leaving yourself. To have a willingness to open your heart. Breathing only through the mouth for the entire time brings an intensity to the experience because the mouth is a much wider and more open channel than the nose. It allows a lot more energy to move both in and out of the body. So you may find yourself at points having a conversation. Oh, I'm just going to switch to breathing through my nose. Stay with the breathing through the mouth. Commit to that practice and stay breathing the entire time. It's really normal to encounter resistance when you start breathing. If you don't, you will be a very, very unique and special human. Ride that curve of chaos. Ride the resistance out. If you stay with the breath, at a certain point, your body will take over and start to breathe for you. That's when you fall over the other side and you get to go for a really beautiful ride. It is really normal for emotions to arise during breathwork. Emotions are energy moving through the body. Tears are normal, joy is normal, laughter is normal, anger is normal. Your job is not to assign meaning to the emotions. Your job is to let them move through your body. The most common physical experiences are temperature fluctuations and tightening of the hands and of the mouth. It can sometimes feel a little bit distracting when your hands get tight. A couple of things that you can do with this are bring your hands to rest on your body. Sometimes the connection between hands, which are an extension of your heart channel, with your body can ease the tension. You can also shake them, and you can also make sound to move the energy through the body a different way. Something like this. Ah. Also, you're so welcome to use sound at any time. Think energy in motion. Energy moving out and through the body. It's also very common for the body to feel really light or really heavy. The emotions may come and they may go. The physical experiences may come or go. Your only job is allowing yourself to have an experience and staying open. Because beneath the energy moving and beneath the physical experiences, your soul is talking to you. Through memory, through messages, through invitations, through clarity. So don't get distracted by the surface level experiences. Don't miss the depth. I will be very clear when it's time to start breathing. You will not have to hunt for that cue, so don't worry. I've got you. That's all I've got. I'll see you soulside. One of my favorite things to think about is the idea that grown up is made up. Grown up is made up. We often think of ourselves as a singular human. We're all doing our best, wandering around in the world, acting like adults, but all we really are a scrapbook of memories and moments. And often there are many versions of us that didn't get what they needed, that weren't loved the way that they needed to be loved. The whole idea of inner child is connecting with the oldest parts of us and also the youngest parts of us. Time's funny that way. It dives in and around itself, but if we've never met the younger parts of us, if we've never explored where we come from, if we've never really connected with the younger versions of us in any kind of real way, they're often missing something. They're often needing something, and they're often colouring the lens through which we view our adult lives. So we may feel like adults, going to our jobs, in our relationships. We may feel grown, but often we are not grown. Often we are acting grown up, but through the eyes of a child that wasn't loved the way they needed to be loved, or wasn't cared for the way that that child needed to be cared for. And so here we are now, experiencing the world in ways that are wounded, perhaps, in ways that are childlike and not in a good way. And so our practice today is to collapse that space and time between the adult us and the oldest and youngest parts of us, our inner child. Welcome them into our experience and see perhaps if we can hold them in the way that they needed, listen to them in the way that they needed. And perhaps in the process, we'll learn how to hold ourselves a little bit more kindly and gently day to day. It can be hard to love our adult self. You can perhaps just look around your day and how it's unfolded and think about how often perhaps it's been hard to love you today. But it is so challenging to deny love to a child. And that is why inner child work can be such an incredibly powerful way for us to start to feel a little bit more kindness towards the version of us in our adult life who's really just doing their best with what they have. And so when you're ready, you can close your eyes and start simply by bringing awareness to your breath. No need to change it, force it to be deep. No need for any of that. Just bringing awareness, perhaps for the first time today, to your breathing. Perhaps you can feel the backs of your hands resting on the floor. The back of your head resting on the floor. Maybe your spine tracing down, down, down. What if you breathed into the spine a little bit? Closed some of that space between you and the surface rising up to meet you. And now, without hunting, I want you to think of a memory from childhood. Perhaps you can imagine it projected on a blank screen in front of you. The memory that's for you today will arrive beautifully for you. Your only job is to pay attention to all the details. What is this younger version of you doing? How old are they? What clothes are they wearing? Where are they in the world? Outside, inside? Are they playing? Are they quiet? Are they seated? What are the colours of the memory? What does your hair look like? How do you feel towards this younger version of you? Perhaps you already feel some emotion rising just spending time with this memory. That's okay. When you're ready, I want you to start walking towards your inner child. 10 yards away, 5 yards away, till you're standing right in front of them. Perhaps you can imagine kneeling down to meet them eye level. Do they recognize you? How are they feeling towards you? Are they open, closed, wary, angry, sad, delighted, joyful? Noticing it without trying to make a story about it. And now noticing where your inner child wants you to be. Perhaps they like you just kneeling there. Perhaps they want a little bit more space. Perhaps they're happy to grab your hand, or they're ready for a hug. Just noticing what they're ready for and honoring that. And from this place, we're going to start breathing. Our only job here is to bring our inner child along for the ride. It can be helpful when we start breathing to have something to anchor into, something that keeps us present for the moments where perhaps we feel resistance or we feel a little lost. Your anchor today is, I will not leave you. I will not leave you. I will not leave you. I'm here. I'm here next to you. I'm here holding your hand. Notice how your inner child responds to that promise. I will not leave you. You can offer that to yourself, to your inner child. After all, it's one and the same. So when you're ready, we're going to start breathing. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Belly, chest, out through the mouth. All the breathing through your mouth. No such thing as perfect breath. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Allowing the breath to rise, rise and fall out of your mouth. Rise, rise, fall. Don't fight it, don't force it. You're doing beautifully. Inhale, inhale, exhale. If you're noticing resistance rising already in your body, come back. I will not leave you on the floor. Say it to yourself. Say it to your inner child. I will not leave you here on the floor. Often our mind stays really active in these first few minutes. It's beautiful. It's trying to keep you safe. You're safe to be in your body. Come back to your breath over and over again. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. This is your chance to practice staying. Trust that your body knows what to do. I will not leave you here on the floor. If you're feeling some of that resistance rising in your body, told you it would be there. It's okay. Come back to your breath. Inhale, inhale, exhale. That's all you have to do. Inhale, inhale, exhale. There are so many moments, so many times every day where we leave. We leave ourselves because we don't like the feeling, or we don't have time for the feeling. You have time for the feeling. You have time for the feeling. This is your place to practice. I will not leave you on the floor. Even being here, breathing with your inner child is a really beautiful chance to reparent, to show that when it's hard, we don't leave. When it's hard, we don't judge or shame, we're just kind. We come back. We find a new way to hold ourselves, a kinder way to hold ourselves, over and over and over again. Can sometimes be hard to give the adult version of us the patience, or the kindness, or the curiosity, or the gentleness. See if you can give it to your inner child right now. If you're starting to notice emotion rising in your body in any way, practice not doing anything with it. Practice letting it be here, without a story or an immediate move to make it change or go away. Fight the urge to wrap a story around it. Just let it be. Perhaps you're noticing that your inner child is changing towards you. Perhaps they're more open or they're closer to you, or you feel a little bit more connected to them than you did before. See if you can ask them a question as you're breathing. What do you need right now? 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 And just listen for the answer. Often as adults, we're so wrapped up in our needs being very complicated. But when we truly move down through, often our desires are simple. Often what we need is childlike in its simplicity. Be here. Love me. Listen to me. Hold me. Take care of me. As you're breathing, keep asking the question, what do you need right now? What do you need right now? And see if you can give that. See if you can give that to your inner child right now. We've lived through things. We've lived through moments, we've lived through time where we were left on the floor, where no one asked us what we needed, when no one asked us how we could be loved more. This is your chance to change that, to let yourself have a different experience, to feel what it's like to ask and get your needs met without question. This is all we're ever really doing with any kind of inner work. Coming back, doing it differently, letting ourselves feel in the present the benefit of a different experience. And now seeing if you can ask your inner child, how can I love you more? How can I love you more? How can I love you more? Your only job is to listen. Don't assume. Don't keep some love for later. Give it now. Listen and see if you can give without question, without hesitation, without bartering, without your inner child having to do something to earn it. These are all the lessons that we've learned. This is your chance to unlearn them. And keep breathing. Keep coming back to your breath. Belly, chest, out through the mouth. Checking in with your body and noticing, can I breathe deeper? Is there more space opening up in me? Is there more of me to know? Is there more of my inner child to listen to hear from, to understand, to be with, to love, to hold? If this body is a scrapbook, is there more on this page? Is there more for you to understand about you then? To understand more about you now? Because we are a scrapbook. We are a Russian doll. We are not singular. We are a collection of moments. Some beautiful, some cruel, some brave. And we bring this to everything. Every way we walk around the world, we bring this lens to everything. And so it is our job to know. It's our job to stare through the eyes of our inner child and understand them. Understand when they felt alone. Understand when they felt scared. Understand when they didn't get the love that they needed, the way that they needed it. And no judgment or shame required for our caregivers. Everyone's doing their best with their capacity that they have, and it's never enough. That's why we need ourselves. Breathe into that. This is why I need myself. Say it to your inner child. I know you need me. I know you've been alone. I'm here now. I'm listening. What do you need right now? How can I love you more? I will not leave you here on the floor. If emotion is rising in your body and there's an intensity to it that wants to be moved or shifted, ask your body, how does this want to move? Can I make sound? Ah. Does placing my hands on my body feel good? Do I want to wring out my hands, raise them, move them? Let your body lead. Let your body tell you what it wants to do to move the emotion through. If you're feeling tension or tightness in your mouth or in your hands, use sound if you feel like you can. Ah, down through the floor. Ah, down through the floor. Breathing has the capacity to move emotion that has lived in our bodies for a while. Years, decades. Breathe as if you're ready to let something heavy go. Whatever that looks like for you. Breathe like you're ready to let it go. And in the last couple of minutes here, what more? What more is there to know? Does your inner child need holding even more tightly? Do they need some space? Do they need to feel your presence more? Your kindness more? Your love more? Do that without question. Be there with them. Be there with yourself. Say it like you mean it out loud to yourself. I will not leave you. I will not leave you. And so when you're ready, you can start to let the breath fall from the body and settle back into a more natural rhythm. It may take a couple of rounds for your body to let the breath go. That's okay. Settling back into a more natural rhythm. If your inner child is still here, just notice where they are in space. Sitting with you, lying with you, standing. In the space that the breath has cracked open, be here now. It's often in the moments where we stop breathing that something rises in the space. Your only job is to pay attention. We'll be here for a wee while. All of this is an invitation, but noticing if you feel good where you are, if you want to place your hands on your body, or perhaps roll over to a side that feels comfortable. Just let your body lead. If you do move, just be gentle. There's often so much energy moved in breathwork, and that can sometimes shift and recalibrate a little when we move our body. So just be aware of that. beautiful question you can ask yourself is, what must I not forget about this? What must I not forget? Perhaps it's something that you learned from your inner child, something you noticed about what they need. Perhaps it was simply the memory itself. Perhaps it was the practice of staying and not leaving yourself on the floor. Perhaps it's what you heard in response to "How can I love you more?" What must I not forget about this moment? I'm going to leave you here now. You can take your time to slowly start to come back into the room, bringing some gentle movement into your body. I'm so glad that you chose to be here, to experience breathwork, inner child work, the combination of them. I hope you took something from this experience. Again, my name is Iona. Thanks for joining. We'll see you soon.